Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into one of the most incredible, most ambitious digital projects anywhere on the planet, India's massive identity system, Aadhaar. It really is a story about technology, sure, but it's also about a bold plan to give over 1 billion people a single trusted identity.
And this quote, it just nails the core problem they were trying to solve. You see, India was overflowing with different IDs, ration cards, voter IDs, you name it. But here's the thing. No single one was universally trusted, and that created a huge identity crisis right at the heart of the world's largest democracy.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll dive into the chaos that existed before Aadhaar. Then, we'll look at the digital solution that was dreamed up. After that, we'll get into the really juicy stuff, its practical, real-world impact. We'll also tackle the big challenges and concerns, and finally, we'll peek into what the future might hold.
All right, let's kick things off with part 1, the identity crisis. To really get why Aadhaar was even created, you have to understand just how messy things were before it came along.
Just imagine this scene, because it played out all the time. A villager, who is absolutely entitled to his pension, gets turned away. Why? Because his only proof of who he is, a faded, torn-up ration card, just isn't considered good enough. And this wasn't some rare, one-off thing. This was the daily reality for millions of people who were practically invisible to the system. And it wasn't just about big government benefits. Think about something as simple as a student trying to get a SIM card. It could be a total nightmare. One ID has his name spelled wrong, another has an old address. All this conflicting information just created massive roadblocks for everyday stuff.
So, you can see, this wasn't just a personal frustration. It had these huge systemic consequences. On one hand, you had real people being denied the help they needed, and on the other, you had government money just vanishing into thin air, going to so-called ghost beneficiaries, identities that didn't even exist. This problem was costing the country billions. The system was broken, plain and simple.
So the big question is, how do you even begin to fix a problem on that scale? Well, as we'll see in this next section, India turned to a pretty bold technology-driven solution.
And that solution was Aadhaar. At its heart, it's actually pretty simple, a 12-digit unique number given to every single resident. The whole thing is run by the Unique Identification Authority of India, or UIDAI. But the real genius was tying that number to something that's incredibly hard to fake, your biometrics, your fingerprints and your iris scans. Just 12 digits. That was the idea. To cut through all the clutter of dozens of different, unreliable paper documents and create one single source of truth for who you are. Simple, powerful, and totally unique to you. What's so cool here is how these goals directly attack all those problems we just talked about. The entire project was designed from the ground up